welcome back. Guess what? See all of this? You can buy a copy now. Yes, so my 8th book, my 3rd Witchcraft book, is now available. So Turning the Wheel, I've talked about it a little bit. This is, again, my 8th book. Holy crap. I have 5 fiction and now 3 Witchcraft out. This is a sequel, oh my god, check it out, to this one. Path of a Witch. So Path of a Witch was my introduction foundational work as a witch. If I was going to train you, that's how I would train you. This is the 2nd addition to that. So in Turning the Wheel, this is how I would continue the things from the first book. So we are going, obviously, through the Wheel of the Year. So I do things dramatically different than like everyone. So if you want to learn my chaos edition of how to do the wheel, that's this book. So in just my usual fashion, there are 13 sections for Yule because why not? So there's 13 different themes for Yule, going for the 13 days of Yule. Every single day has a different thing. Start off strong, all the hard stuff right off the bat. We've got how to plan your numerological year, so getting your personal year and your personal months. And then there's like magical baking, because I mean it's Yule, you're gonna be cooking cookies, so why not make it magical? And releasing the old year, welcoming in the new year, honoring the darkest night, and it's technically the longest night, but I have always called it the darkest night, so that's what that is. And returning of the sun and all that jazz. And then from there on out, every single Sabbath has 3 different themes to them, and there are rituals to go along with it, and they aren't the traditional stuff, really. There's a little bit kind of here and there, but like, as with all of the things, I am, in my foundational 3 books that I'm doing, I am removing the deity aspect and just witchcraft, because it's just, I don't know, I feel like I want to have a foundation of witchcraft outside of pagan. So I do plan to eventually write some pagan books specifically, but like for the witchcraft side, I feel like you can easily like put the pagan stuff on top however you want to do that. So, you know, if you want to follow the Wheel of the Year where it's just the story of the god, cool, that's for you. I don't really think it really qualifies to be like it's the god and the goddess, because she just is convenient for however he needs her to be. It's really his story for it. And I just was like, nah, absolutely not. Because like it works for a lot of witches, but not everyone. And I wanted this book to not have that emphasis and instead really focus just on what's going on in nature. And also not necessarily keep them very like itty bitty little boxes. Like Samhain isn't just about death. There's other things to it as well. And like we kind of don't talk about that. And so for this, like I included that Samhain, obviously the ancestors, that's a big chapter. I think it was the biggest chapter of them all, coming in just under 5,000 words for that chapter. It's a long one, but I also wanted to include like Samhain is a good time to deal with our fears, because like what do we have everywhere? Things we fear. That's what Halloween's about, right? You have skeletons and things that jump out and try and scare the bejesus out of you. You go to haunted houses. Like, that's what this is about. We watch scary movies to scare ourselves. Fear. That's a great thing to focus on at Samhain. And then also to have, like, the Witch's New Year, because of course. So they all have different themes. Obviously, being an ace witch, I'm gonna look at Beltane extremely different than everyone else. And so if you are part of the queer community, the LGBTQIA+ community, I've heard it both ways. I like queer better personally because it just flows easier to all the letters, but the older generation don't particularly enjoy that, I've heard. So in the book I stuck with LGBTQIA+, but just FYI, that all of rainbows is represented in there. Whole chapter just for us over there. And of course there's other themes that we can do for Beltane, and then there's rituals to welcome in the seasons, because again, they happen at different times for different people. So I talk about like how to notice the changing of the seasons where you live, whether you are somewhere where the changes aren't very drastic, or like here where it's cool to read how Imbolc is the start of spring, but we got like 3 feet of snow for months to still happen, and you know, just all the stuff. And so I really tried to make this be the book that I that's what I need. Because that's the thing, like, I write these books so that I can reference back to them. I mentioned this in a recent video when my cat died. You know what, I went carefully just like this and I grabbed my own book and I used it. I realized I probably could have beefed it a little bit, but also, I mean, this was a pretty big book anyways. But yeah, it has the stuff that I needed. I just adjusted it a little bit for my particular needs at the time. I mean, it's nice to have. I write these books for myself when I need to reference back and like remind myself of like the basics. I now have it written down in a place. And now, the Wheel of the Year. I have rituals to do because I do different ones every single year because genuinely I just don't feel like doing the same thing because I always have to adapt the rituals that I find because again, it's like focused on the story of the god, which is cool if that works for you, but I don't like that. Or the Sabbats don't line up to what is happening in my world where it's like, okay, it's Ostara, let's start our gardens. And you're like, that's so cute, we still have snow. We're not doing that at all. And so to have a book that actually represents what I need for my craft, absolutely love it. Because again, it's something I was in the middle of doing the audio recording. I haven't edited the audiobook, but I did learn I have to do that before I hit publish because if I don't, it's not gonna happen. Path of a Witch, the Patreon peeps know it's happening at some point. I don't want to do it. It's just so boring. And so it's like, it's already published. Like, I'll just get to it when I get to it. It's fine. So this one I was like, nah, I gotta finish the whole audiobook. And actually it makes me catch a lot of things that I wouldn't have. Because when you have to actually look at the words, you're like, wow, that's a stupid sentence. In your brain, it flows awesome. When you have to speak it and you're stumbling on the words like 6 times in a row, you're like, you know what? This sentence has to go. It's a stupid sentence. So yeah, this one, I got the audiobook done. And so that'll be coming to the Patreon peeps soon. If you want to listen to me rattle my own book, it's available. But as I was recording that, obviously today, as of recording it, right now, it is the 9th. I hit live for them all, so it has to sit in the review process for a day or two. Hence you're seeing this a few days later, because it all says in review. So once it's done, and I don't know why the ebook is saying draft. That's fun. Why is it in draft? I hit live. Anyways, the joys. But yeah, so I was working on the audiobook for this, and when I was doing that, it ended up being Lunaza, and I was like, I don't know what to do for the holiday. It's here. What do I want to do? And then I was literally like, I don't know. I could literally use my book. And it's there, and I have options, and it gives me ideas. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm actually doing it already without intending to, because one of the things is to return to work, and I'm doing that, and also to pick up a new hobby, also doing that, and just like a different project to do. Really, it doesn't necessarily need to be a hobby per se, but I'm doing that. So anyways, highly recommend my new book if you want to check it out, going through the Wheel of the Year. And again, I do things very different than you're gonna find in a lot of the books. So anyways, if you would like to buy this book of mine, my latest one, it will be linked down below. All videos going forward will have this linked. I have too many to go back and link it, so I'm sorry if you're watching old videos. I am also planning to try and get the website officially for Reels to be like a website and not a blog. So then I can just be like, just go to fulltimebooks.com instead of fulltimebooks.wordpress.com. It's gonna be awesome. So that's coming soon. In the meanwhile though, doobly-doo, you can find the links to it. When you see this, I will not have this go live until it is live, so you can actually buy it, and the link is for Reels. So by the time you're seeing this, it's for real, and you can buy my book. And yeah, if you want to check it out, you should. And if you are waiting for the audiobook, it will be coming to Patreon soon. I do feel like I gotta finish this one first, but now I have a good motivation to just finish that up, because I got through that one faster. It is a smaller book by a smidge than that one, so that it is a contributing factor. Neither of those are as big as that one though. The Death Journey was so long, so many words, so many rituals, where these two they're not nearly as bad. So anyways, I hope you will consider checking out my latest book. And of course, we're going to continue talking about witchy books here on the main channel. And then make sure to be subscribed, because in October. I know it's coming kind of soonish, but I'm starting to get the prep work ready for it. I'm having Witchtober. We aren't talking books the entire month of October. We're talking all things witchcraft every single day. It's all of the witchy video ideas I've had throughout the year, and I just decided all of the month of October we're not talking books, and I am going to talk witchcraft every single day for the month, and we'll have all sorts of stuff, so make sure to subscribe if you want to support me in my chaos. It's patreon.com/nightlittlecrafts. Again, that's where the audiobook lives. The audiobook for The Death Journey is up there already. Path of the Witch is coming, and Turning the Wheel will be coming also very soon. And yeah, so anyways, till next time, thank you for coming along for my journeys of books and my own books, and until next time, blessed be.